Sairam children, good morning and welcome to maths class. Children, see, this is our last video for the chapter number 6. Only 5 questions are left in this chapter from exercise 6.4. So, from the next video onwards, we will start new chapter number 7. So let's see what is there in the last 5 question of exercise 6.4. Let's see. See, now find the least number which must be added to each of the following numbers so as to get a perfect square. See children, in the whole chapter we have discussed that about the perfect square. Perfect square, what is the meaning of perfect square? Like 2 into 2 is 4. 4 is a perfect square. It means when we are multiplying two digits together, whatever we are getting, that is a perfect square. It can be 1 into 1, it can be 2 into 2, it can be 3 into 3 or 13 into 13, 50 into 50. So when two numbers are adding together and we are getting a number, that number is called a perfect square. So every time we are dealing with perfect square, sometimes we are saying that what we should multiply in that, sometimes we are saying what should we subtract from that, so that that particular number become a perfect square. Now in this question you have to make these given number, all these numbers are given to you and you need to make these numbers perfect square. Okay, so this is sure that question is saying for making that perfect square, it means these are not a perfect square. So first we need to find out whether these numbers are perfect square or not. Though question is in advance, it is saying that it is not a perfect square, but for our side we need to check first that whether that number is perfect square or not, and after that we need to find a number, smallest number, a number, so that which can be added and subtracted so that that number can become a perfect square. Okay, so in this question we need to add something. In the previously what we need to subtract that. Okay, so let's see how we can see that. Let's move to the next slide. See, this is a solution of question number 5, first part. Number is given 525. As you able to see here, number is given 525. So initially we need to check whether that number is perfect square or not. Okay, so how it is checking? See, 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. So before multiplying and giving any number, we need to make pairs. First we are forgetting that how we can make pair. We need to make pair from the rightmost side. See, 525 is given to you, so you need to make pair from the rightmost side. So 25 come in one bar, only 5 left that come in the another bar. So now you need to check which number can be subtracted from 5. So let's check out. 1 into 1 is 1, 2 into 2 is 4, and 3 into 3 is 9. So for 5, which number is suitable? 2, because 2 after 2 multiplied by 2 you are getting 4. So it can be satisfied this condition because 9 is a greater number. We can't take 9. Okay, so instead of 9, 3 into 3, we can take 2 here and 2 here. 2 2s are 4. So 5 minus 4 is 1. You are getting 1 here. Okay, now this 2 and this 2 add together, you are getting 4. Now 4 is here. You need to fill this place so that you can get 125 or smaller than 125. So if you are putting 3 here, 3 3s are 9 and 4 3s are 12, so you are getting 129 if you are putting 3. So we need to have, if we are not having 125, it means we need a smaller number. Okay, we can't accept the greater number. Okay, so instead of 3 we can fill 2. So 4 2, 2 into 2 is 4 and 4 2s are 8. So you are getting 84. Now 125 minus 84 is 41. Okay, see, this is clear now. 525 is not a perfect square. So what we need to add so that 525 become a perfect square? So what you are getting? You are getting remainder as 41. It means 22 will is not that number which we want. Okay, so let's try the next number. So try to find out the next number square. See, 22 is not satisfied to us. So let's try with 23. 23 multiplied by 23, you will get this 529. After solving, you will get 529. So let's find out which number we want so that 525 can become a perfect square. So 529 is a perfect square. Okay, and we are having 525, so subtract both of them. 529 minus 525, so you are getting 4. So if we add 4 in 525, it can become a 529. We can say that it can become a perfect square for 23. Okay children, so which number we should add so that 525 become a perfect square? 4. How we get? We have tried next number. Okay, 22 till 22 we are getting remainder. So we have tried for 23. Instead of 24, we need to try just next number. Next number we are having 23. So for that we find out what is the square of 23. 23 square is 529. So we need to find out difference between both of them. We are having 525 and perfect square is 529. So we have subtracted, which what we get 4. Okay, so 4 is a number which we need to be add in the existing number so that it become a perfect square. I hope you are getting my point. Okay, let's move to the next question. Next question. In the next question we are having 1750. Though initially question is saying that it is not a perfect square, but we need to find out whether it is a perfect square or not. I am repeating again and again. Every time question is saying that it is not a perfect square, but you need to find out why it is not a perfect square. What next number we should take so that it become a perfect square. So 1740, initially what you need to do, you need to make pair. How you can make pair? By giving bar from the rightmost side. So 50 is in the bar now, 17 is in the bar. So 17 is one number now and 50 is one number now. Let's find. See, 2 into 2 is 4 and 3 into 3 is 9 and 4 into 4 is 16. Okay, so we are having 17 here. So 4 into 4 is more suitable. So we have used 4 multiplied by 4. It gives you 16. 17 minus 16 is 1 and this 50 goes together down. So the new number becomes 150 here. Okay, now this 4 and this 4 add together, you are getting 8. Okay, now with 8 you need to fill this place. If you are putting 0, you are getting 80. If you are putting 1, you are getting 81. And if you are putting 2 here, 2 into 2 is 4 and 8 into 2 is 16, 164. That is a bigger number. That is a greater number. We can't take this. So we have to take 1 here. So 1 into 1 is 81. Now 150 minus 81 gives you 69 as a remainder. It shows that this 1750 is not a perfect square. We are having 69 as remainder. Okay, so 41 is not able to satisfy this condition. Let's find out if 42 is can make this number perfect square. So square root of 42, sorry, square of 42 will be 1764. So we can say that instead of 1750, if we are having 1764, that would be a perfect square. Okay, now we need to make a perfect square because question is saying that we need to add something. How we can add? How we can find out which number we should add? So 42 is a perfect square and answer is 1764. So subtract the existing number with the found number. Okay, so you have found 1764 and we are having 1750. Subtract both of them, you get 14. It means 1750, if we add with 14, that number can become a perfect square. I hope you are getting my point. After that you will get 1764, and we know that 1764 is the square root of 42. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Again, next part is 252. What you need to do? Make pairs. Now 2 is in one pair and 52 is one pair. 2 into 2 is 4. You can't take that. So take 1 into 1. That gives you 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. This 52 goes down. 152. Now 1 plus 1 gives you 2 here. Now you have to fill the unit place of this. If you are filling 6, let's put 6. 6 6 are 36. And 12 plus 3 is 15. 156 is coming. That is a greater number. So you should take smaller number. Let's try with 5. 5 into 5 is 25. 5 to the 10, then 125. So 152 minus 125, you are getting 27. So 27 is the remainder. So net 15 is not satisfying this condition. So let's try with 16. 16 square is 256. So between 256 and 252, 4 number is there. So if we add 4 into 52, it can become a perfect square. Is that clear? Same question we are repeating again and again, but we are having different parts. Okay, now how many parts we have discussed? Total parts we are having 5. So right now I have discussed with you these 3 parts. Next 2 part is your homework, children. At the end I will show you what homework I am giving to you, but still I am telling you only 3 parts we have discussed. Last 2 parts are your homework. Okay, now let's move to the question number 6. What question number 6 is saying? That question number 6 is saying find the length of side of square whose area is this. Now question is discussing about square. Square means both sides are equal, like this side equal, and same, all 4 sides are equal to each other. Now question is giving you that area of square is 441. Okay, so what is the formula of area of square? Side into side, but we don't know about side. We need to find out the side. Okay, how you can find out? See, I'm saying that square is having all sides equal. So if one side, if this is your square, I'm saying A, B, C, D. If I'm saying that AB we are letting X, it means all the sides are X. Okay, that is clear to you now. So let's see. So what is the formula of area of square? Area of square means side into side. If one side I'm letting X, other side is also X. Yes or no? Yes. So we can represent like this in the power X square. Okay, now let's see the solution. See here, the length of side of square is x meter. Formula is area of square, that is x square meter square, x into x. Okay, now this area is given to you 441. So if here x square is there, in the leftmost side x square is there, so when it shifts to the rightmost side, it converts into square root. So you need to find the square root of 441. Okay, now this how we can find the square root of 441. See, you are having 2 methods in this chapter. We have learned 2 methods. First was prime factorization method and second is long division method. So in exercise 6.4 we are using long division method. So same method I am using, but here you can use prime factorization method also. Okay, see how you can find in this way. You can keep 441 like this. Now again make pair. 4 is in one pair, 41 is one pair, so 2 2s are 4. You are getting 0 here, so this 2 and this 2 add together gives you 4. Now this 41 comes down like this. What you put here so that you can become a you can get 41, obviously 1. So 41 into 40 sorry, 41 into 1 gives you 41. So put 1 here also, 41. So everything is sort out. You are getting at the end 21. So 21 meter is the side of square. Okay. In this way you can solve this question. Now let's see what is there in the next question, in question number 7. Now in a right triangle ABC. Right triangle means, what is the meaning of right triangle? Like two sides is forming 90 degree. Right triangle means when two sides meet together they can form 90 degree. Initially what shape we are saying? Triangle like this. In this type of figure you are having, because sum of all the angles in the triangle is 180, children. So if we are using this triangle, it means one angle is equal to 60. Okay, 60 plus 60 120, 120 plus 60 is 180. But the question is saying that it a right angle triangle, it means when two lines are joining together they are making 90 degree in this way. So this is called right angle triangle. So right angle triangle, now you can give the names to this A, B, C. So AB is 6 centimeter. If this 6 centimeter and BC is 8 centimeter, what is the value of this AC you need to find? Okay, children. Now two sides are given to you and one side you need to find out. But question is saying that this triangle is right angle triangle. It means when two sides are joining together they are making 90 degree. Okay. So in this type of question we can apply Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem, in which when 90 degrees forming, this is hypotenuse, this is base, and this is perpendicular. So what formula comes out? Hypotenuse square gives you perpendicular square plus b square. Okay, this formula is came out from this. Let's see the solution. See, in the right angle triangle ABC, A square, AB square, BC square. So this is your diagram you are able to see on the slide. So this is your perpendicular, this is your base, and this is your hypotenuse. Okay. So I told you formula was hypotenuse square, perpendicular square plus base square. So what is hypotenuse? This is AC. So AC is here. What is perpendicular? That is AB. And what is base here? BC. So this is your Pythagoras theorem. Now put the value inside that. AB you are having 6 and BC is 8. So 6 square is 36, 8 square is 64. So 36 plus 64 is 100. Now we are having AC square equal to 100. Now this is in the square. When it moves in the rightmost side, it converts into square root. So when we find out square root of 100, so when we are getting 100, when you are multiplying 10 into 10, so 10 centimeter will be your answer. In this way you can find out the solution. I hope you are getting my point, children. Now in this question, second part is also there. Again question is saying that you are having right angle triangle. This AC is given to you, this BC is given to you. Now you need to find out this AB. So what AB is representing? This is perpendicular, this is hypotenuse, and this is base. Formula is H square P square plus B square. Now P square is not given to you, B square is given to you, H square is given to you. Now put all the values inside the formula. See, 13 square equal to AB square plus 5 square. 13 square is 169, 5 square is 25. Now this 25 is in plus sign here. When it moves in the rightmost side, it converts into minus sign. 169 minus 25 gives you 144. Now AB square, here square is there. When it moves in the leftmost side, it converts into square root. You need to find out square root of 144. It gives you 12. So this perpendicular will be equal to 12 centimeter. Okay. Okay, you are getting my point or not? Okay. Now, next, second last question of this chapter. A gardener has 1000 plants. He wants to plant these in such a way that a number of rows and number of columns remain the same. Now, one gardener is having total plant 1000. We know that 1000 is not a perfect square, though he wants to plant those plants in such a way that it should take a shape of square. Okay, so why shape of square? Because the question, that question is saying that number of rows and number of columns should be same. When rows and columns are same, it means it is somewhat like a square. Okay, like we have done that square question. Area of square is given to you and you need to find out the length of the side. In the same manner, if rows and columns are same and you are having total 1000 plants, how you can find out whether 1000 plants are sufficient or not? If it is not sufficient, what we should add so that it can that concept become satisfied. Okay, though we know that 1000 is not a perfect square of any number. Okay, see, so let first of all number of rows be x. If rows are x, column is also x, because question is saying that if rows and columns are same. Okay, now total number of plants equal to x into x, number of rows multiplied by number of column, it become x square here. So 1000 equal to x, so it gives you square root of 1000. So find out the square root of 1000 with long division method. Make the pair like this, make the pair like this. Now 3 3s are 9, you are getting 1. Now these two 0 goes down here. 3 plus 3 gives you 6. Now if you are putting 2 here, 2 to the 4 and it gives you 124, it would be a greater number. So we can't take 2, we have to take smaller number. So 61 into 1 gives you 61. So put 1 here, put 1 here, minus this 61. 100 minus 61 gives you 39. It means when we are arranging plants, 1000 plants, so when only 39 plants left, when we keep the concept of number of rows and number of column together same. Okay, so what we should do now, what we should do for that, we need to add more plants so that the 1000 become a perfect square and all the plants the gardener is having can be arranged properly in rows and column in equal form. So remainder you are getting 39. So see, 31 is not satisfying the condition, we have to try the next concept. So next is 32. 32 into 32 is 124. So now between 124 and 1000, 24 plants we need more so that it become a perfect square. So instead of 1000 we need 1024 plants so that we can arrange our plants in such a way that number of rows and number of columns should be same. I hope you are getting my point. This concept is similar to the concept which we have started in this video. The concept was that number is not a perfect square. We know that, but we have to make it perfect square by adding that. With the same concept, we have solved this question also. Okay. Now let's see what is there in the next question. See, the last question of this. There are 500 children in a school. For a PT drill, they have to stand in such a way that number of rows and number of columns should be same. How many children would be left out in this arrangement? In the previous question wants to know that how many plants we need more. So we need to add something in that. But in this question, concept is similar. But question only wants to know the remainder part. After that, we don't need to add anything in that 500. Okay children, we have to stop there only when we get remainder. Okay, in this question also number of rows and number of columns should be same. We have to choose 500 children in the school. If rows and columns are same and still few students are left, we need to make them out from the contribution for standing in the PT drill. Okay, let's see how we can find out now. Number of children in the row is x, so column is also x, because question is saying that rows and columns are similar, so that is why both values are x. So x into x is x square. X square of 500 equal to x equal to square root of 500. Okay, now find out 2 2 are 4, 1 is left. Now these zeros goes down. 2 plus 2 is 4. Now multiply by 2, you are getting 4 and 84. If you are putting 3 here, it gives you greater number that we don't need. So 84. After that 16 students left. So now we no need to add anything. You have to leave the question right now. Only 16 students are extra for satisfying our condition. Okay children. Okay, with this our chapter is finished. From the next video we will start new chapter, that is chapter number 7, cube and cube root. Children, complete your work in fair notebook. Side by side I am giving you all the solution of each and every question. First solve in rough notebook, after that do it in the fair notebook. Okay, thank you.